You guys might not be able to tell from the videos and streams that are shot for this channel and on our Twitch, but this room is not that big. So today we're gonna be upgrading the camera and tripod setup right there with all this stuff right here. And it's gonna be a really cool single stand solution inspired by DSLR video shooter, aka Caleb Pike. Right now, this is the before. We have a light here mounted on the wall. Actually, this is not going to go anywhere, but I'm just showing you how the setup is right now. We have the light here, adjustable brightness and temperature. We have a light up above, which is just something that I set there that was left over from my previous setup that I just, use it up there to light the room a bit better, overhead shots and things like that. But it's just okay, it's not great. We have the tripod here. This is a newer 2-in-1 tripod. But as you can see, it's just here, and it has all this stuff hanging off of it because of how I rigged the camera out, but it's just here. And anywhere I need to move it, I just pick up the tripod and move it around the room to get the shot that I need, which is fine, I guess. As you can see though, I have nothing here, nothing like a key light, something to primarily light me in this corner. And that's something that we're going to be integrating into the single stand solution so that wherever I move the single stand solution, I'll be lit well enough to look good on video for all you guys. With all that said, here is how the shot looks with all the lights turned on. And here, that's the side light, this side light, the other side light, and the basically non-aimed overhead light. And when I shoot at this table, this is how I usually run it. This is before. So this is what it looks like with the new light setup added to the area. This is the shot that you guys would see. This is another before shot that I commonly do for videos on the channel as well. Here, and as you can see, that look already changed a lot. And here's all the stuff that we're gonna be accomplishing today's task with. We have the Falcon Eyes rollable LED light with everything involved in order to mount it, as well as the clamps and other necessary bits to adapt the clamps and this tripod head mount. I guess it's just a tripod head. So that way we can mount the camera to that. And when I say to that, I mean to that. The, what is that? A rolling C stand with a boom arm extension on there. Rolling, so it's easy to move it around the room wherever I need to shoot in. Everything you see here, by the way, is going to be linked down in the description below. So if you guys wanted to build your own simplified single arm mount solution, kind of like this, well, you have an idea of what you need to get. And with that, the build out is complete. We have the rolling C stand with the super clamp with an adapter to mount the camera to it, with a tripod head on there. That's a dual ball one because Sigma lenses are heavy. And so I wanted to make sure it was super safe, and we had 2 ways to lock the ball head on it. We have the extension arm with the light mounted to it, and then the adapter that the light has in order to be able to maneuver it around wherever we want, depending on the kind of shot that we want to get. What's really cool about the light, it has a diffusion panel, but what I like more is what this room is lacking in all the other lights that I have. It has the grid. And the grid is going to help keep light going in unnecessary directions, which is going to make the light on me look a little bit more, I don't know, a little nicer. It makes the light more directional, and that will also help for light not to spill into the background so that I'm lit without necessarily lighting the area behind me. And it will help separate me from the background as well. So one thing that Caleb Pike, DSLR video shooter, did a little bit differently is he also added another arm and adapted a microphone boom arm so that he can have a microphone, a boom microphone, right out of frame in the shot that he was talking. Well, we're gonna be sticking with the lavalier mic because I just find that easier to use. My room isn't anything too special in terms of sound treatment. It has some, but it's not really like meant like that. This is still just a bedroom in a house, not necessarily a studio. So I feel like a lavalier mic is better for the situation that we're gonna be using it in. So that's why we don't have that extra arm and attachment. So this is how the room would look, not necessarily the shot that we would use, but just how this area looks with the overhead light that floods light everywhere in the room turned on, as well as the 2 directional lights and the new light as all on right now. So let me go ahead and turn the overhead light off, and this is how it looks with just the directional lights, essentially. New light, and then the flat LED lights that have the barn doors that let us direct where we want the light to go. What do you guys think? So this is what it looks like with the new light setup that we've added into the configuration. So this is the shot you guys would see, and this is what it looks like the old way without the big overhead light flooding everything. This is my normal directional lights that I would use. Now obviously the settings that we were at when we turned the other light off were adjusted for that light, so this is how it would look adjusted for just these 2 lights that I have in the studio setup. I still think that with that light, the new light, it makes a world of difference. So a few comments on the overall setup that I have personally after, just playing around with it and helping you get ready is that I think something like this is pretty cool. When I have a room that is barely 10 by 10 full of stuff, it's nice to have everything on one piece of equipment that I can roll around the room to get the shot. Because the light is mounted to the C stand on the wheels, that means that wherever I move the whole thing, I'll be lit, and I won't have to worry about that as much. Instead of having to set up another light on another stand, maybe even have something to do with, I'll have multiple tripods up if that's the case. You lose space real quick whenever you think you do have some space. So you start setting things up, it's no good. This is really gonna help optimize that. I am such a fan of optimizing a setup that it's great. And trying to do it without spending a whole ton of money is also important. But as much as I've talked about with any of the streaming tips that you need good lighting for your stuff to look good, you could say that we've kind of skimped on the lighting a little bit. These flat panel LED lights that I've been using were like 75, 80 bucks. Got them when we did the studio, which you guys can see the full video on that linked up here or down in the description below. But I thought they would be pretty great. They were pretty good, but something was still missing, and now we have that. The importance of good lighting never goes away. You might want to spend all that money on a really good camera, which it might help, but it won't help as much as good lighting. So here we are now with my camera on the stand, and if I wanted this part to be the shot that I wanted to do, I just bring the stand right over here. But I move around my room when I'm doing all my shooting, so I'll grab, now it's easier because I can just walk with the camera into a better position where my light is over here, and as you can see, that look already changed a lot. But what if I want to get a look from back there more? Well, I'll grab the light stand and keep on rolling it around. Let's see. Now I have a shot I can do from here, a shot that I like to do from here, or I could even leave the room if I wanted to. Let's lower it on down. There we go. And I'll just crouch along with it as we make it out the door. And there we go. So now out the door I go. For some reason, if I wanted to shoot in the hallway, here I could do that too. So the flexibility that I have with this stand, really awesome. Just roll it around, shoot wherever I want. A light with a grid and it's adjustable, something like that, really helps out. Might be one of the things I'd say don't skimp on. And when I say to not skimp on lighting, I kind of mean it in this case because we finally have a really good light like this, and it was about $350 in that range, which on the outside seems like a lot for a light, but when it can make all the difference in the look of your content, it's worth it. So I'm really passionate about gear and tech and upgrades and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted to share with you guys. And maybe it's something that can help you guys out as well. Aspiring streamers, content creators, all sorts of stuff. I love to help with all that. Everything you've seen here will be linked down in the description below, as well as DSLR video shooters videos where all the inspiration for this came from. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below, or go and check out Caleb's videos because he's got a lot of really good information on stuff like this too. So thanks for watching this video. Really appreciate you guys stopping and checking it out. That's it for now. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.